For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ashley. I'm an attorney and certified credit consultant with the Credit Bar. I am on social media at My Credit Bar on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, My Credit Bar. So if you're not already following me, go ahead and follow me for all your credit tips for personal and business credit. So today's topic is double trouble. And the reason why I call it double trouble is because I've been seeing a lot lately that there are duplicate accounts that are reporting on your credit report. Has anybody ever seen that on their credit report? Duplicate accounts. Hi, Ziza. Thank you for joining. Anybody ever seen any double? No? Okay, that's good for you then. So sometimes what will happen with the duplicate accounts is, like, for instance, Comcast, you'll owe Comcast. Comcast will pop up on your credit and they will sell the account to a collection agency. But when you check your credit, see, a couple people, that's happened to them. So it's very common. So when they sell your account, you'll see that both of them are reporting on your credit. And you're like, well, I paid that, or, you know, I paid Comcast and then it went to collections and now collections is after you. Or you paid the collections account, but the Comcast original creditor is still on your account. So you're having two derogatory accounts that are reporting negatively. So that's affecting your score. Now, sometimes if it's like a judgment or anything like that, your original creditor, it can stay on your credit. So it just depends on the situation. Hi, Shuish. Thank you for joining. Okay, if you guys don't know, the little Perry dude right there at the bottom, if you could click him to invite your friends if you think they'll get some information out of this. If you could tap the screen, tap, tap, tap for hearts. I like those. That's what keeps me talking. So does anybody have questions just in general what we're talking about as far as duplicate accounts? It's pretty much having two of the same creditors reporting on your credit report or having two of the same accounts. I see T-Mobile does it a lot. If you have a T-Mobile account, T-Mobile will be reporting on your credit, and then there'll be another like collection agency called IC System. They are really popular. We have been disputing those a lot, so you guys need to check your credit, number one, to see if these duplicate accounts are popping up. A lot of times it does it with medical bills, so make sure you guys are regularly checking your credit reports. So if you guys are ready, I'm going to give you pretty much two basic steps to go. So if you're ready, put 1 in the comments. 1. If you're ready for the first thing, which I kind of already said it. Okay, where'd you guys go? There we go. All right, so number 1, you need to get a consolidated credit report. And what I mean by a consolidated credit report is that is a credit report that has all 3 of your credit reports. That means Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. You don't need to go, I'm Team Credit Karma, but you need to get a consolidated credit report. And I wrote a blog today. If you go over to my website, www.mycreditbar.com, and then you go /blog, I go into more detail about the consolidated credit reports, but you can go to Privacy Guard, you can go to Credit Check Total, you can even use your free one time of year annualcreditreport.com, and they'll give you all 3 of your reports. So you need to look at them and really make sure that no accounts are reporting as a duplicate account more than one time. Now, there are exceptions to when an account can be reported twice from original creditor. Say, for instance, that you were sued and there was a judgment. That original creditor, if it was Comcast, is going to be on there. And your civil judgment with the courts is also going to be on there. Whichever firm has it. So just be careful about that and make sure you do your research as it relates to the duplicate accounts. Now, if you're ready for step number 2, put 2 in the comments. Okay, number 2. Thank you guys for the hearts. I appreciate it. So for number 2 is pretty much you need to dispute it. You need to challenge it. You need to write letters to the bureaus that are reporting the duplicate information. That's pretty much what the letter is that I have given you all. The letter, which I call is the freebie, is in the blog. It's also in the comments on my Hey girl, thank you for joining. It's also in the edit in the comment box on my Periscope. So you can find it in multiple places, but it's a sample dispute letter of how you dispute a duplicate account. Very simple. Hi Cheyenne, thank you for joining, and thanks for the hearts. So you want to write a letter. I mean, you can just really type in your accounts as it relates to you and put it in the letter and just send the letter. And make sure that you include, when you're sending information to the credit bureaus, make sure you have something with your social security number on it, a copy of your identification card. And if your mailing address is not the same as your identification card, then you need to send like a bill. You don't have to have the amount of the bill, but you do need to have something with that current address on it for them to verify you, because some of them will send your letter back saying they can't verify your identity, especially with a lot of the identity theft going on. So that's basically the 2 steps you need to dispute a duplicate account. Now, again, for those of you who are just joining, thanks for the heart. For those of you who are just joining, we're talking about duplicate accounts. I've given a freebie tonight. It's a sample dispute letter for duplicate accounts. And by duplicate accounts, we mean that any account that is double reporting on your credit. For instance, you had a T-Mobile account and you paid T-Mobile, but they had just sent it over to collections and the collection agency is still reporting it as negative. Or it could be vice versa. T-Mobile was reporting on your credit, but they sold the account to, let's say, ERC or something like that. So ERC and T-Mobile are now reporting on your credit twice. That is affecting your score because you have 2 derogatory accounts for the same thing that are reporting. Double trouble. So you want to make sure that you dispute the account. You want to dispute the account that was put on your credit report the latest. That's very important because the older the account, the less likely it is affecting your score, and the sooner it will come off your credit report. So you want to make sure that you're being strategic about which one you decide to dispute, because you don't want them taking off the wrong one. Does anyone have any questions? Hi, Steenie Carter. Thank you for joining. Is it okay to be listed twice if it's a medical bill with the same hospital? No, it's not. And these days, I would be trying to dispute all medical bills on my credit anyway. With the new FICO model, the medical bills are not going to count as much as they used to, but a lot of the, the credit bureaus are still using the old FICO models. But no, it's not okay because medical bills, I mean, we're on the new FICO model. However, it's still, even though it was 2 service days. Well, if it's 2 service days and it's 2 different amounts, then that's fine because that's 2 different things. But a lot of the medical bills aren't they're still affecting your credit, but eventually they're not going to affect your credit scores like they used to. So sometimes I'm just telling clients, just hold tight. Any other questions? It's been a while. I think I'm going to scope like all week this week. No more questions. Okay, guys, if you haven't already downloaded the sample letters, just make sure you go. Is this backwards, guys? bit.ly/CB duplicate. You should scope more, please. I am. It's not backwards. It's the right way, Wanda. Thank you. I am. Okay, great. So this is the link. I'm going to scope tomorrow too. It's just, the preparation. I'm just like so busy. I'm in court like all day, and then I come home and I work, and just life gets in the way, but I'm getting more organized. I just hired an assistant because I can't do it all alone. So I have a little bit more time. Thank you, Cheyenne, for putting that in the box. I have a lot more time. So July is my scope month. I have a question, but I'm working and listening to you. Go ahead, girl. I'm ready. Jackie G123. Hi, Jackie. Thank you for joining. Hey, guys, where are the hearts? Because they're gone. Hey, Jackie. Thanks for joining. Jackie, we were talking about duplicate accounts. We were talking about when 2 of the same accounts are reporting on your credit, they're hurting you twice as much as they would have had it been 1 account. So what we want to do is we want to take a look at our credit reports, as we should be doing anyway, and making sure that no accounts are duplicate accounts. Like a lot of times cell phone bills are popular. Cable bills are popular because those are accounts that typically go to collections very fast. Yes, it is very, very common. So just make sure. I did give you all a duplicate letter, Jackie. It's in my my little bio box. It's called CB Duplicate. It's a bit.ly link. You can just hit the link and you'll get the letter. Also, if you want a little bit more explanation and details, I wrote a blog today. The blog is on my website, and I think the link is in my bio on Instagram. I'm at My Credit Bar on all social media platforms. So just check it out if you have any more questions. Thank you, Cheyenne, again. Where did Jackie, was it Ziza? People charge for credit repair. Is that a legit business or is it a waste? No, it's definitely a legit business. I mean, it's my business, so I'm definitely going to say it's a legit business. It's definitely a legit business, but like I tell everyone, if you have the time and you have the know-how and the knowledge, then you can do it yourself. I'm selling a do-it-yourself kit, but if you mess up, it's no going back. You can't be like, oh, put this back on my credit, I needed that. You know, a lot of times people mess up. So honestly, yeah, you can do it yourself, but it takes time and you have to know what you're doing. So it's kind of like, I mean, as a lawyer, people are like, can you represent yourself? Yeah, you can represent yourself, but you know, it's not the smartest situation to do. But to each his own. Any more questions? Because I'm going to hop off in a second. Hi, Icy. What is that? Icy 350. Thank you for joining. And thank you guys again for the hearts. I will be back tomorrow, I promise. I'm doing a challenge. I'm starting a challenge tomorrow. It's going to be a 5-day credit challenge. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to be launching that tomorrow. Of course, it's going to be a free challenge just to get everybody familiar with their credits the halfway through the year. I know a lot of people want to buy homes, and I'm just really excited about the credit challenge. It's almost like a credit checkup, you know, like if you have your yearly checkup, it's going to be kind of like the 6-month credit checkup, but it's called the 5-day credit challenge. So I'm going to be launching that, and I'm going to be here riding with you guys for the next 5 days while we do the credit challenge. I thought I said a while ago, however, and I was building my credit. Okay, you know, that's what you're supposed to do. However, I fell behind. Oh, okay. You fell behind. What did you fall behind on? Did you fall behind on your payments, or did you fall behind on, like, was it your credit card payments when you were rebuilding with a credit card? And it was your credit card payments? Yeah, that sucks because your credit payments, your payment, I mean, it hurts you so bad in the beginning, but the longer it is from the time that you had the late payment, the worse it affects. Were you like 30 days, 180 days, 90 days late? Because it's really those 90-day lates that really hurt you. And if you were on medical leave, I would write a goodwill letter to the company to see if they would take some of those off, because that's a legit reason, you know, to be in a, yeah, so I can imagine that it really did hurt. I would write the creditor and ask them if they could take it off in light of the situation. Like, write a letter, explain it. It doesn't have to be filled with legal stuff. I mean, you just telling your story. Like, everyone gets in these situations, sometimes unexpected situation. And yeah, you're trying to catch up and you're making payments. I would just make sure that before you ask them that you've made a couple of on-time payments and you're back on track before you ask them to delete those 90-day lates. I would start, I mean, you're going to be in no worse situation from before. And all they can do is say no. But if they say no, I would ask to speak to somebody else. No problem. Okay, Virginia, I'm leaving, so could you catch the replay? I thank you for joining, though. I did give a freebie if you haven't seen it. Hi, Virginia. If you haven't seen it, this is it. It's also in the link in my bio, so check it out. Also, check out the blog if you need more explanation. Again, you guys can always email me, write me on Instagram if you have any questions. And again, thank you for joining.